Ms. Brown.
Do I just push the smoke? This
It should be on.
Okay. My name is Beverly Brown. All rights reserved by the authority of the Brown family. Just need to make a correction here. My name is spelled Beverly, last name Brown. I am a descendant of the Humulchus and of the Squamish people. I come from what is known as the Squamish Nation, which is located in North Vancouver, straddled on West Vancouver's border there. So I'm here to make a verbal statement today, and at a later date we'll provide a written submission and specifics on the Squamish Nation. To whom do I address this?
To myself, please.
Okay. Could I get your contact information
Yes, I'll give
after?
you at the end.
All right then. Thank you. I am obviously here to support Bill C-27 due to the lack of transparency and accountability of Chief and Council from the Squamish First Nation. A little historic history: we, the people of the Squamish Nation and all other nations here, have never signed nor ceded our land, resources, assets, or people. We are the owners of those lands, and those are our grandchildren's lands and our future generations. All that is attached to it is our responsibility to care for it in a good way. We're not talking about them, we're protecting them. It's our obligation and our duty, and I'm here today to speak on behalf of those from the past, some from the present, and those yet to come. Although we don't have a treaty like other nations across Canada, we do have what's called an amalgamation agreement, which was drafted by an Indian agent from the AANDC, formerly INAC. Which, by the way, was a fraudulent document, a fraudulent signed document, which was not in agreement or provided approval by the people. We have written evidence which we'll submit at a later date. This is not the first time that we, the people of the Squamish Nation, have been here in the Senate to express our displeasure with our Chief and Council, who regularly make laws without our agreement, authority, or consent. In 1999, two of our members, Miss Wendy Lockhart Lundberg and Velma Baker, this is Velma. She used to do a lot of the advocating in our community and asked me to come on board to help out with things in the community because there were improprieties. They were also here at the Senate expressing opposition to Bill C-49. I believe that was in 1999, and those are in the minutes of the Parliament here. They had collected a petition identifying that the people of the Squamish Nation had no idea of what leadership, Chief and Council were doing, and presented this information to the Senate with the intention of sharing those facts. The Squamish Nation Chief and Council told the Senate that we, the Squamish Nation people, agree, and I'm here today to put on the record that we, the people of the Squamish Nation, do not agree and have not agreed to the proposed legislation and those that followed. Squamish Nation Chief and Council have provided the Senate with misleading information and have committed contempt of the House of Commons, and this is a crime. The Senate failed to obtain proper consent or approval from the people of the Squamish Nation as well. All of this has been done privately between the government and Chief and Council without the people. This type of trickery has to stop. This needs to be regulated and proper consent, authority, and approval obtained from the people. All people in each nation, not just the Squamish Nation. Much of what has been done was done before I was born. I have recently gotten involved in the community. I was asked by Maisie to join and help with her fight against the land code. The land code was defeated in a vote of 808 by the Squamish Nation people, who said no to the land code. There are also internal issues we have been trying to address. I have asked the leadership directly, indirectly, and with no answers. I have been asking the same questions others within my nation have been asking for over 30 years. We, the people of the Squamish Nation, deserve to get answers to our questions and know where the federal funds and own source revenues come and go. For the record, I would like to request full disclosure demand made to you in your personal, public, and private capacities, in your fiduciary trustees capacity of the Indian Estate Trust for the tribal people, a request for a full audit by a neutral third party chosen by membership from the Squamish Nation to its people, to be done immediately and provided to each person on or off reserve and placed online for all to see. We also deserve to know what businesses we own and operate. We deserve to know whose name that business is in. The few I found were in individual names, which make them the proprietor of the business while in office and long after their term is up. This practice needs to be regulated by the government and Crown. These businesses need to be in the Squamish Nation's name, clear trust agreements in place with annual dividends from each business distributed equally to the people. The unregulated business creates clear divisions within our own communities, and it creates an us and them situation, rich and the poor, the have-nots, and you get the idea. For each band-owned business, we deserve to know who is on the board of directors, what their salaries are. We've never been told who's on the board of directors and suspect that many chief and council members are wearing more than just their elected position. We also suspect that they sit on the boards of the businesses we own and operate under the Squamish Nation's name and collect salaries for those positions, in addition to their council position. We believe these should be transparent, and any decisions made, they should be, by law, held accountable for. We also deserve to get the finances for each corporation, specifically true figures, not gross misrepresentations of finances that do not have enough detail to be meaningful. So vague it gives the illusion of transparency while hiding secrets in plain view. I would like to put on the record that we, the people of the Squamish Nation, have never been invited to an annual meeting, nor provided the right to vote for the direction of the company as per government regulations. These businesses are privately run by chief and council and unregulated by the government and crown. This practice needs to stop. In addition, I've been regularly requesting information on salaries, travel, honorariums, etc. with no response. This needs to be addressed by AANDC immediately. We deserve to know what our chief and council pay themselves, their travel, their honorariums, the incrementals, etc., because it comes out of our own source revenues. We, the people of the Squamish Nation, have never been told directly the true figures for our own source revenues. What's provided to AANDC, chief and council, and membership, it's all different. The Squamish Nation leadership, chief and council, or elected officials brag to the media about our own source revenue, and the public knew our own source revenue before we, the people of the Squamish Nation, did. We only know what they disclose publicly. If we truly gross $60 million in our own source revenues, why is the Squamish Nation cutting jobs, programs, and services to people?